I will be talking to this gentleman right here, who you may recognize, musician and actor David Tessier. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Had to have David on the show today because he's presenting a very cool event this weekend. 2 performances only of Jesus Christ Superstar in concert with his band, the All-Star Band of All-Star Stars.
That's correct.
Which I love because it's not braggadocious at all.
No, it's subtle.
Very modest.
Yeah, subtle.
This sounds very exciting. It's a collaboration between your band and Wilbury Theatre, where you are a resident actor.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about how the collaboration came together.
Between us and Wilbury.
Yeah.
Well, this is something that myself and my band and many actors we've done a couple times over the past few years, and I thought it'd be a good time to do it again. And since I have such a great relationship with Wilbury, with Josh Short, the artistic director, and I love the new space, I brought it to him immediately and said, "Hey, we're going to do this."
You demanded it.
Are we doing it
you
here?
didn't ask.
Are we doing it here, or are we doing it somewhere else? That's
Right.
what we said. No, Josh was really very, very gracious, and he liked the idea and helped us out. Lets us use anything in the room. You see, it's not too much. We're not using too much.
Right.
That's about it. That's how it worked out, and it worked out with timing because we're squeezing between 2 of their other performances.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yeah, they have a lot going on over there.
Absolutely.
For sure. So it is definitely, I mean, no, all joking aside, it is all-star cast. I mean, I looked at the cast. They're all people that names I recognize. How did the casting come about? Did you have auditions, or did you say, these are the people, this is my dream cast, this is...
Yeah, I've been having auditions my whole life.
Everyone.
Everybody I meet,
Yes,
yeah. I'm always thinking of. It's terrible to say. I'm always thinking how to use people.
At least you can come right out and say it.
And I just know so many talented actors, singers, and musicians. Yeah. It didn't seem like this would be much of a challenge.
Yeah.
And I mean, outside of the challenges of each individual piece that we all have to do, these folks all just step right up, and I don't see anybody struggling.
Yeah.
In our last cast, in the cast before that, or this one, it is literally an all-star cast. We have guys like Ricardo Pitts-Wiley,
yes,
who have been doing theater in this town as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
You know, it's a real honor to have all these folks.
So cool. I love that you guys are doing this in concert. This is the kind of show that it's almost produced equally as a full production as it is in a concert version.
So. Yeah.
What was the decision behind making this a concert and not going full production on it?
I got to say, I don't really look at this really as a concert production. I think that the piece lends itself to being loud, aggressive. I think being able to see the band is just a better backdrop than having a set with the desert in the back.
Right.
You know? I don't need robes and sandals to get into my Jesus Christ Superstar. So to me, this is the production I want to do.
Yeah.
We don't have a cross in this one. I wouldn't have a cross. It's definitely more symbolic. And if you've ever seen any of the pictures of the original Broadway show, it was out there. It was really psychedelic. And the priests had giant shell helmets, and everyone was singing through wired mics that looked like vines. Some of the reviews talked about how it almost looked like they were attached to some kind of creature through these microphones.
Wow.
And I always liked that. I always liked the handheld microphones. I like it to be a rock show.
Yeah.
First and foremost, and then let the story happen, because it's there. It's in the words, it's in the passion, I think, of the melodies.
Yeah, definitely. And you, of course, are going to be in this production. You'll be playing Judas.
I am.
So is this the role that you always, you've done this a few times, this is your role, or do you give yourself the opportunity to be like, today I'm going to be Jesus, tomorrow I'm
well, I've done a couple of productions of this in the past. I played Peter, I played Jesus. I played Jesus almost, and the production got canceled because of rights at one point. No, Judas is a dream role. I don't really see myself ever being cast as it, and I saw this opportunity. I'm sure there are people who are more suited to the role, but I think I do okay. And,
I'm sure it'll be great.
It's I think with my particular role in my band, it seemed to really kind of fit, rather than being the Jesus guy. our Jesus, a young gentleman, very talented man by the name of Jared Robinson. He's the lead singer of a band called the Crashland Band, who is sort of like our sister band. We share a drummer. And it just made way more sense. He's genius, he has a great voice, and he's gorgeous to look at.
There you go.
I don't want to put my mug in there. That said, I would gladly play any part in the show, and if we were short somebody, I would jump over and do it in a second.
Absolutely. It's definitely one of those shows. It's just, it's so iconic, it's so memorable, and still relevant.
Think so?
I think it's a cool coincidence that NBC is putting on this massive live production of Jesus Christ Superstar the weekend after.
No, the same weekend.
Same weekend. Okay. Oh yes, same weekend. What are your thoughts on that cast? We have John Legend, we have Sarah Bareilles. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't know any of those people. I got to be honest. I've heard John Legend sing, and he's fantastic. Sarah Bareilles, I've only just recently heard some of her stuff, and she's amazing.
Yeah.
I hear this guy Victor Dixon, their Judas, is fantastic, but I've never seen his work either. And then we have Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper is gonna be,
And I go, okay, whatever. It is a coincidence, but I don't. It isn't really. Jesus Christ Superstar is often put up around Easter time. And I would be lying to say that our dates were not on purpose. I wanted to do it on Good Friday and the Saturday. It was just a coincidence that this year, Easter is right there on the 1st.
Yeah.
So I tried to get the rights, and there wasn't an issue on those dates. We scooped them up.
That's great. Perfect.
And then they announced the John Legend version, and I went, that can do nothing but help.
Absolutely. Go see this production. Go watch it on TV. Just, you know. So, Wilbury Theater, that you are a resident actor, just announced its upcoming season.
Correct, yeah.
So as a resident actor, do you know what your involvement will be? Do you get surprised as the season unfolds? How does this work for you?
It's different every season.
Okay.
A couple seasons ago, I knew 6 months ahead I was going to be in something. This past season, no. I got kind of phone calls later on as some people dropped out of some stuff. Pirates of Penzance, which is my next show over there, we start in a couple weeks. That I knew about, a couple months back, but this season's been announced. I don't know. Don't know what I'm doing yet. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely known for putting on some amazing productions, so I'm sure.
And we, as resident artists, have always been with Josh. You cast who you need. We don't demand a role every season. No, we're all glad to collaborate. In that particular group, we have a lot of great people, a lot of experience. That's not that big a deal.
Right. Okay, so if you had to give one good reason why people should come this weekend to see this, what is the thing that you're most proud of at this production?
I am most proud of our interpretation of the original Brown album, the original London cast with all of the rock singers. Most productions kind of go for the movie version, or even the more 1990s kind of, I want to say more Broadway versions. Ours is very gritty. Ours, we really strive to sound like the band on that particular album, which coincidentally was Joe Cocker's band, who played with him at Woodstock. Yeah.
Was this the concept album that you're referring to? Yeah.
And this
that was cool too, that it was a concept album before it was even a produced show.
It's just an idea. They wanted to make some money on a couple of singles.
Yeah.
And they got the best singers they knew at the time, And
so
there you
cool.
go. Yeah, so I would say I'm really proud of that. My band, the 5 core members of the David Tessier All-Star Band of All-Star Stars, I can't say enough about them. This isn't even challenging for them. It's just in their blood.
Right.
And we have a 24-year-old drummer who's been playing this stuff since he was a kid. It's really odd.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be amazing. I'm so glad we had the opportunity to talk about it.
Thank you so much for having me.
We will have all the information on GoLocalProv.com, ticket information. As we said, 2 shows only, so definitely make a move on that as soon as possible. David, thank you so much. We're going to take another quick pause. I'm going to set up for my next guest, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.